All right, we are back out here live at our booth here at CPAC 2022, and I'm joined by Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who, by the luck of an ice storm in Texas, is joining us here at CPAC, because I didn't anticipate you being here today.
No, I wasn't going to be here. I just couldn't get a flight back into Dallas, and so I thought I was supposed to come to CPAC. I canceled so I could stay in Texas, and then I couldn't get where I needed to go.
Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of people in Texas right now that are finding other places to go, and of course CPAC here, you hear all kinds of stories, all kinds of platforms. You're representing the great state of Texas, my home state. You got a race on your hand. Early voting kicked off on February 14th, but what's some of the feedback you're getting so far?
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, we're out there fighting for people's liberties, for the Constitution. We're fighting the Biden administration. We have 22 lawsuits against them. Actually, overall, 29. We just filed another lawsuit against Big Tech. We have 3 lawsuits against Google. We just filed another one against Facebook. I mean, we're trying to save this country.
And you know, you've been around the border. I mean, the invasion that's going on the southern border right now, and I like to compare that to all the concern that we have 8,000 miles away on the Russian-Ukraine border. I wish our administration would pay more attention to what's going on down in Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, and California.
Well, the reality is they could do something about that. If they wanted to, they could actually just look at federal law and follow it, and stop people from coming here illegally, make sure that people are going through the legal immigration process, and it would prevent so many problems: drug overdoses, the transmission of COVID, crime, human trafficking, sex trafficking. It's all going on because Joe Biden has said we want as many illegals here as we can get.
You said this at our end-of-year special, that in the state of Texas, the left is trying to basically decriminalize voter fraud. Can you expand on that a little bit? And that's what threatens Texas. You know, AOC came out and said it's only a matter of time before Texas turns blue. Now, you and I both know that's not going to happen unless they are able to cheat.
Yeah, and so the Court of Criminal Appeals struck down right after filing deadlines, so no one could run against them. They struck down a statute that had been passed in 1951 that the legislature told the Attorney General's office 70 years ago to go prosecute voter fraud. They came in and said after 70 years they overruled their precedent, Texas Supreme Court precedent. They overruled the legislature. They overruled the Constitution and said, nope, you can't AG prosecute voter fraud, which means that local DAs in Austin, Travis County, in Bexar County, which is San Antonio, Harris County, Houston, these are all Soros-funded DAs. They will not prosecute voter fraud, which means we're going to have a lot of voter fraud in Texas.
Yeah. Okay, let's shift over to the Heartbeat Act. You pushed that through November 1st. We were there in the Supreme Court. But what happened today in the Texas Supreme Court? I heard something earlier about that.
I haven't actually gotten to read that ruling because I was here, but we had there was one provision that had to be certified by the Texas Supreme Court as to what Texas law controlled. So no matter what, we got a 90% victory in the U.S. Supreme Court. Now we're trying to get the 100% victory in the Texas Supreme Court, and I think we're on our way to doing that.
Yeah, fighting for that pro-life. Okay, early voting started on Valentine's Day on the 14th, and then the general election is March 1st for the most part. Poll numbers. I've heard poll numbers, and of course, I don't like to believe poll numbers sometimes. We know how the media is like. But what are you hearing that's realistic in your race?
So it's difficult to know because, every poll is different, right? Even I have polls, other people have polls, and you don't really know. All I know is I'm in first place by a wide margin. There are 3 opponents who are all would be rookies at doing this job, who don't have the background. And look, my argument to Texas is, if you want somebody with experience that has a success rate, we've got a 90% success rate against the Biden administration. I need to go back and finish this job.
Day one, when you're reelected, what are you still doing? Fighting for Texas? I mean, is there anything new up your sleeve that you're going to file against the Biden administration?
No, actually, it's a continuation of saving our country from the federal government and from these big tech companies. I just want to finish that fight.
Yeah. If people are sitting in Texas right now watching us live, if you want to get involved, and you've already said, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, but what else? Is there a website they can go to?
Yeah, kenpaxton.com, and then at KenPaxtonTX for Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
There you go. The Attorney General Ken Paxton joining us here live in CPAC. It's much warmer than Texas right now, which is great.
Yes.
And good spirits in here. Thank you so much for what you do for Texas and for this country.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, we're going to take a short break. Coming up, the great Charlie Kirk will join us right here at CPAC 2022. Don't go anywhere.